when I got, and it was just whatever. You want me to do all this extra stuff, and it didn't really it made sense. I understood what he said, was saying. But when I got before the Lord this morning, that was a whole different chord for me. See, because when he was talking about, I'm like, okay, you want me to do all this physical stuff. I couldn't really get with that. But when the Lord spoke to me this morning, spiritual, he said, in order for you, what you need to tell these women to get past the place you are, you will have to work on that core. Your core, your heart, your relationship with God. And then you can drop the weight off. Then you ain't got to worry about where your kid is. Then you ain't got to worry about where nothing else is. You have to work on the core this morning. So I'm excited to be able to say, Lord, I want to work on the core with my sisters. My sister, I want to work on the core. I want you to, you don't get nothing else. Remember that word, core. God has something he wants from all of us. And that is where we need to start. Physically, mentally, and most importantly, spiritually. Our relationship with God is where we got to start with the core of our heart. Because everything else is weight. Everything else we just going to carry along. We're just going to carry our spouses and all of their situations along. And when I thought about it, he just gave me one. I'm not going to go into the scripture, but when I thought about it, he gave me a few women in the Bible. When they became obedient to God, they was able to save their families. They was able to save their husbands. They was able to save their children. And when you think about a core of something, even a fruit, the core of it is where seeds is. That's where your seeds is. And you got to get all that protection around it. To get to that core of that, you got to work on the core. That's where your seeds is. That's what you need to plant. The next thing that you got to go on, get with that core. And I'm so excited to be amongst you today to work on the core. We're going to work on the core together, ladies. We're going to work on the core together. We're going to build up together. We're going to go into these places together, and we're going to build strength up off of it. Because one thing he did say, he said the core is the place where that strength is at. You got to strengthen that